Hello my dear valuable friends and welcome to this channel. My name is Tetivik. I warmly welcome you to this moment and I'm going to discuss with you today an immensely deep subject. This is a subject that a lot of men have a question in their mind for, but they don't address. And a lot of women would like to find out more about this, but they also are a bit afraid to address. The question is, how for a man to become more masculine? This is a huge subject, as we understand. It's like diving in the ocean. We cannot expect to fully comprehend and fully be able to swim in all the corners. Ocean is very big, and doesn't matter which ocean you're diving in, it takes time to explore it. So let's be patient, let's be also prepared. If needed, take some notes, and let's find out how to become more masculine. I have videos about how to become more feminine. I have videos about how to be a real man. I have videos how to be a real woman. You see, I take care of both genders. I have videos how does a real man act, and I have videos how does a real woman act. So these all videos are for you. And doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, each video is very relevant because you learn about yourself, you learn about opposite gender, and then relationship can work better. I would say working with so many people and very different ages, I have comprehended one enlightening truth for myself, that the only problem that people have when they're lacking in their life is lack of love, that they don't love themselves, and lack of knowledge, that they don't know enough how to do things, how the men work, how does the woman's mind work. So let's really pay attention to this. Today we're going to discuss 5 different things that you can do as a man to become more masculine. And if you're a woman listening to this, you maybe can suggest to your brother or to your spouse or the boyfriend that you have, or you can just observe and think, actually this sounds interesting. Am I doing the opposite of it? Or have I actually known any man who is like that? So without further ado, let's discuss this in more depth. Number 1, to be more masculine, you need to be where masculine men are. That's very simple. If you want to learn to swim, you cannot lay in your bed and think, I wonder how do I do this hand this way. You cannot do like that, If you want to learn to drive, what do? A lot of guys, you start driving when you're like 15, 16, if not earlier. You sit down in the car and try to drive. The same is with masculinity. To become really masculine, you need to surround yourself with masculine men and men in general. A lot of men have so many girl friends that they become weaker and softer and feminine like. And the question is, why do you have so many girl friends? You need to have a lot of male friends. I always actually say to women, there are a lot of women when they become engaged, or actually maybe even they're in just a relationship, they want their men to be just with them, but I say don't do that because he can lose his masculinity. And if you are a man, you need to say to your woman that if you want me to remain masculine, I want to hang out with men, I want to have this masculine manly energy. And it's very important, you need to surround yourself with a masculine energy. That's very crucial for yourself, never forget about that. So now, if you are surrounded with more men, it is less likely that you will become, less masculine, because if you are surrounded with a specific energy, that is the energy that's going to influence you. That is the energy you're going to project, towards other people. So the biggest, I would say, won't call it a secret because it's not a secret. To be honest, never believe if somebody's saying they have a secret to tell you. There are no secrets, it's just a knowledge. So the biggest knowledge for you to grasp today is to be more masculine, you need to be surrounded with men, with masculine, mature men, with men who are real men, with men who are gentlemen. That's number 1. Number 2, to become more masculine, and this is so interesting, is to be actually surrounded and date very, very feminine woman. You know why? Because look, you actually attract the opposite. If you are very womanly like, if you're very weak and crying and everything is bad, then you are more likely to attract a little bit dominant, aggressive, masculine woman. If you become masculine, more masculine than you are, I'm sure you're already very good. But if you want to become more masculine, you surround yourself with masculine friends, you hang out with your guys, you go play football with them, you go have your dinner with them, you go for some trip together. You're surrounded with men, you know? But in the same time, the second step, when you already got your men's energy, it's you go and put that energy on the woman, on a feminine woman, not a masculine woman, because there's nothing to put, because she will just not take any energy from you. She's masculine herself. She doesn't need masculine energy, she needs feminine energy. So always be careful. Usually when men are losing their energy is because they're with a masculine woman. I saw this couple walking after they drove. They stopped the car, and guess who was driving the car? A woman. A woman came out from the car. It's nothing bad for a woman to drive. This is not the purpose of the story. You will understand a bit later. So they come out from the car, and she's standing like this. I can't hear them, but I can see just body language. And she's like this to him. You need to do this. You need to go there. And he's like, yes, 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 yes. And she's wearing trousers. So very masculine. She has her hair very short and tied up. I think that when women have longer hair is so much more femininity in there, because it's their feminine power, through the ages, through the generations. Even in the biblical time, women had longer hair. It's the nature of, femininity. It's the power of femininity in there. So go for women who have longer hair. No, I'm joking. You can go for shorter hair as well. It doesn't matter. It's just the femininity either is there or isn't. You can have with a short hair and she's completely blossoming flower as a femininity, or you can have long hair and she can be so masculine that you want to run away. So no, of course hair is beautiful when it's longer, but of course look at the energy first. So talking about this couple, they came out and she took the bags, and she was opening the mail like a box. She has her bag, then shopping bags, her phone, and she's still opening the mailbox to get the letters, and the man is just standing doing nothing. He didn't drive, he didn't park, he didn't take the bags, he didn't open the mailbox, nothing. He didn't exist there. And I don't blame him, but she was so masculine that there was no way for him to be masculine with her. He could just follow. So they changed the roles. Unfortunately, it was very sad to watch, and it was very uncomfortable for me, because I couldn't understand, why is she taking his role? Why is he not acting? For me, I feel so much more at ease when I have a masculine men with me, and that's exactly type of men that I have always dated and been with. Because otherwise I can't, because I'm very feminine. There's the only way I can attract the man is when he's very masculine. And if he's really weak or he's not like I want, it's one date, I leave. But yes, I think I'm very lucky, because I do attract masculine men, because I'm very feminine. So yes, the second step for you is to attract a very feminine woman. A feminine woman will allow you to grow in your masculinity. You will ask me, okay, tell me practical ways. I will, of course. Number one, you see, when you're with a woman that is feminine, she allows you to open her door. And open the door, not only in a restaurant, in your car, everywhere where you see a door, open the door for a lady. You become a real gentleman, she becomes a real lady. She can remain in her femininity, you can grow in your masculinity. It's a power game. It's a very important energy game. So definitely, succeed in that. Another practical way, it's, when you settle the bill for a woman, it's also very big masculine energy. It's a dominant. It's like, I take control. I take care of this situation. I'm the provider. It's a very big masculine signals that you're sending. If you're not comfortable with that, of course, don't do that. But usually, I have never actually met a man who is saying, oh, I'm not going to pay. I never had it, Somehow they know they need to do that. And that is extremely attractive, I will tell you, as a woman to men. There is something very attractive when a man is like, oh, I'll take care of it. It's like, ooh, You know, it's really nice. It's like when a woman is dressing up, how does that make you feel? You feel like, oh wow, she dressed up for me. You know, the same way as we feel when you pay, you know, for a meal or for a cinema or whatever gift, you know, we feel very flattered, and it's a big compliment for us. So definitely, you know, do that if you feel comfortable. For the right woman, why not? You see, when you're with a feminine woman, she will not lead. She will allow you to lead, and that makes you more masculine. So number one, when you are recharged with masculine energy, go find a feminine woman to put that masculine energy into. You know, it's sometimes you will need to solve the situation, sometimes you talk with a waiter and send the food back, sometimes you open the door, sometimes you settle the bill, sometimes you protect her when she's walking, you know, in the red light. But it's a dominance, and it's beautiful dominance. It's not putting her down, no, but it's a beautiful dominance, and you can have that, you can do that with a woman. So number three in this category is be a leader. You know, slowly and surely, a masculine man needs to become a leader that has responsibility about his life, a leader that knows what he wants, a leader who creates the life that he craves, a leader who takes care of his career, a leader who also leads a woman. He leads and the woman follows. Doesn't mean that she has no opinion or she doesn't have, you know, her wishes, but she follows when you lead. It's like in a dance. She has her own moves, she has her own role, but you are the one who leads. So to become more masculine, you need to learn to become a leader of the situation, a leader of the circumstances, leader in your life, leader of the woman's desires. You lead her, you lead your life, you lead people, you know. And that's why greatest politicians, you know, philosophers, you know, professors, men, they lead the nation. You know, one man can lead a nation. Look at the kings, look at the presidents, they lead the nation. Look at Churchill, you know, Winston Churchill. He was the United Kingdom prime minister for around 15 years. So from 1940 till 1945, then of course again from 1951 till 1955. So that's 14-15 years together. And in those years, if you look at that, I mean, a bit less, of course, it's a bit less, it's 10, but he was in the same field for more than that. It's 10 years that he was a prime minister, but he was there way more longer. But in those years, what he has succeeded as a leader, he led United Kingdom to the victory in the Second World War. You know, in those years, in roughly 9-10 years while he was prime minister, he has done so much to lead the nation out of the war, you know, not giving up. And a lot of people were, you know, against him. A lot of people didn't understand, but he was a pure leader. He said never, never, never give up. And that is true. That's how you should do. So now what I want to tell you is, when you become a leader, you also take this full responsibility of your life. A leader leads his own life primarily. Now you have masculine energy, you have a feminine woman who to put the masculine energy into, and third of all, you become a leader. What is left? You have only one little thing left. You take care of your happiness. You take responsibility of your happiness. That is number 4. And to be fair, there is nothing much to be said about this, because when you take care of your happiness, you realize that you are responsible for everything that is happening in your life. You cannot blame anybody, you don't judge anybody, you take care of it. So that is number 4. You can think about it more. You can think how to cultivate happiness, what makes you happy. Definitely analyze, write the list, and practice that. If racing makes you happy, go do that. Make sure you do it this week. You know, if football makes you happy, go do that this week. Definitely cultivate your happiness. And the last that I want to mention, so we had this one little thing about happiness that is actually gigantic, but it's a little thing I want to add. And by little, I meant that I want to be very short with that, because as a man, I know that you understand that really easy. And the last thing that I want to talk is about finances. That a real man, you know, to become more masculine, is you need to dominate the money. You need to dominate the finances. In here, of course, the best way is to study finances, to learn more about finances, to learn what finances are, to understand how to spend money. Definitely have your savings, definitely build the money, invest money. That is your responsibility to learn about money. Nobody can do that, instead of you. Nobody can do if you don't want to do it. So a real man, if you want to become more masculine, make sure that you don't blame anybody. If you lost money, you don't blame, that's fine. If you failed, that's fine. But make sure that you learn about money, that you respect money, and you invest your time to cultivate money, build more money, build your success. If you want to buy the car, you buy the car. You want to buy the house, you buy the house. It is up to you. You can do anything you want, I'm telling you. And I have a brother of mine, and I have seen that in my real life, that if a man wants to do something and he really puts his ideas towards that, he can get the money he wants. So let's summarize one more time everything that we discussed. To become more masculine, first of all, you need to be with masculine men, and men in general. You need to get the energy from them. Second of all, to become more masculine, you need to hang out with feminine women, so you can find your opposite and you can actually show your masculinity. And because they are so feminine, you can grow within your masculinity more. Number 3, if you remember, it is about becoming a true leader of your life, leader of your desires, leader of your ambitions. You lead, and as well leader in the relationship with a woman. Number 4 is that you completely take the responsibility on yourself for your happiness. You find out what makes you happy, and you do that. You do that every day. And number 5, and the final, is you learn to respect money. You learn about the finances, you learn how to invest, you learn how to get money, and you respect your money. So now you have a full spectrum. Try to use at least one of these aspects, or try to use all this week and see how you get on. If you need more help from me, I'm always happy to have one-to-one consultation with you. For now, I want to thank you for your time and for your attention, and just remind you, don't forget to smile today and enjoy life.